Okay, let's do some OpenGL things, right? So let's get rid of the disable because we won't need that anymore. Well, for now. Okay, we're gonna make a new method. And I really can't say, like, if you really want to go in depth with OpenGL, buy a book. I mean, I'm going to give you the basics, but I can't really explain how everything works. Like, you're going to have to buy a book for it. I can recommend a book in the link, but other than that, you know, you guys are on your own. Let me explain what happens. Right here, I haven't done any explaining recently. So what happens when your OpenGL application begins, finds winMain, and windows.h will look for that winMain, and it has to have all of these, or else it won't, just like the main method. This is the substitution for the main method for the windows.h. This whole part, like, really, you don't have to understand anything that happens above here. I don't. I honestly don't understand anything that goes up there. Besides a few things, but that's not that important. It is, but not right now. This is the main loop. Basically, it says while be quit is false, or you know what we can even do? We can do while active, and then we'll go up here and we'll make a new boolean called active, because this might make more sense. So this is going, you know, while the application is active, do this. And then down here we'll do active equals GL false. And remember, since it's a GL boolean, it has to do that. So we have that, and then while it does that, it'll look for a message down in here. The window proc is the message handler. And then it'll draw our draw handler, right? And it'll do all this. This is all OpenGL stuff, which I'll explain. And then once active becomes false, it's going to disable OpenGL and destroy the window. And I don't understand why you would need to return that. Just ignore it. I don't recommend messing with stuff you don't understand. Like this, you don't want to mess with that unless you know what you're doing. So once we have that, we have our draw handler. And what this does is, in OpenGL sense, let me explain this to you really fast. OpenGL will attempt to, every time you draw, it's going to clear your screen. It doesn't look like it. See? I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't look like it's clearing the screen, but it is. It's really fast. And its pure color tells it what color you're going to clear it to. It's going to clear it to 0 red, 0 green, 0 RG. Yeah, so 0 red, 0 green, 0 blue. So it's going to be black. And it's going, this is the actual command that clears it. You don't need this, and you don't need this. Well, actually, no, you know what? We'll have those. Why not? Something else we're going to add is we're going to do GL flush, and this will force OpenGL to finish if it's not done already. And then this is kind of something as flush, only I recommend having them both. As you can run it, as you see, it doesn't do nothing. One more thing we're going to have to do with enable is we're going to have to enable something called Z buffering. And there's no other way I can explain this but saying that, actually no, you know what, don't do that yet. We'll just start with 2D stuff. So get rid of that, and get rid of that. And you don't need, well actually, hold on, you need draw H. What we're about to do is we're going to make a class that will draw a triangle. And, where is it? Draw all. Get rid of this. Just get rid of it. You don't want to copy or paste. We're going to be learning this from scratch. We're going to be making a new function called void draw triangle, right? No, you don't want that. You want it like that. So you want to have a new file. Going C++ source. Next, all. We'll name it draw triangle, right? Oh, you gotta spell it right too. Save, finish, and first thing we gotta do is we're going to include the GL. Now we won't need anything for the Windows, so don't just ignore that. we're going to have our void draw triangle. Surprised it didn't pop up. Why did that? I guess it doesn't really matter. Dot triangle. Okay, and right here it's going to do the draw triangle method. And also, since we're going to do that, we're going to have to include draw.h. Or actually, no, you know, you gotta do it like this. Okay, so we're going to draw a triangle, and in here, our triangle, this is going to be the method that draws a triangle. Not entirely sure why that's giving us an error. Oh, okay. You have to include your favorite. Include windows.h. Okay, when you run that though, you should see that nothing comes up. That it should be pitch black. That is correct. So, we're going to do our draw a triangle. Now, understand me when I say this. When you're going to tell OpenGL to start drawing something, you gotta specifically tell it to begin drawing something. Okay? We're going to have a method called GL begin, and you gotta tell it when to stop drawing something. GL end. However, GL begin takes a parameter. You gotta specify what type of thing you're going to draw. Let's draw a triangle, because that's what the method says. Right? Draw triangles. Now, what you're going to do is right now you're going to specify the location of 3 vertices, and that will draw your triangle. However, before you do that, what we're going to do is we're going to specify the color. So we're going to do a method called GL color, and just do 3F. It's going to take 3 arguments: the red, the green, and the blue. Going to do 0.0F, 0.0F, and 1.0F. And let me explain this to you. It's going to have 0 red, 0 green, 1 blue. And this is all proportional. It means like 0%, 0%, 100%. You can't have anything above that. I would just leave 0, 1 is your best. So we're going to begin drawing our triangle. We're going to specify the 3 coordinates. In fact, actually before that, we're going to do color 3F, and we're going to set it back to black. That way, you know, if we have a bug later on where I actually forgot to set the color, we know, okay, it's, you know, it's hard to explain. We're going to specify 3 vertices of the triangle. And we're going to make this 2D right now. I'll go into 3D later. So, like that. So let me explain this to you. We're going to have an x coordinate, and again, this is all proportional to the window. So up here in the top left corner is 0, actually -1, -1. Right here is about like 0, 0, and I don't know. So it goes from -1 to +1, negative 100% to positive 100%. 0, 0 is in the middle. So we're going to make a negative 0.75 floating point, and that's going to be on the 0, y. Here we're going to be 0.75f and 0.0f, and this one's going to be 0.0f on the x, but this one's going to also be 0.75f y. So we're going to run it, and we're going to see that it draws a blue triangle. Pretty simple tutorial. I'll be discussing this a little bit later. And in the meantime, see you later.